There's a quiet truth many people over 60 carry in their hearts but rarely speak aloud. That desire doesn't vanish with age. It softens, it deepens, takes on new meaning. But the longing for connection, emotional, physical, spiritual, never leaves us. Yet as the years go by, our bodies change. Circulation slows, energy dips, intimacy becomes more challenging, and for some, more distant than ever. One man once told me, "I spent my whole life working hard, but no one warned me that I might wake up one day feeling like a stranger in my own body." But here's the quiet miracle. Nature, in her ancient wisdom, provides. There are herbs, gentle, time-tested plants, that have helped thousands of men and women restore not just their circulation and intimacy, but their sense of self-worth, vitality, and joy. Today, we'll explore for powerful herbs that support blood flow, energy, and intimacy after 60, woven together with real stories and life lessons from those who've lived long enough to know what truly matters. Let's begin. The real problem no one talks about after 60. It begins subtly. You notice you're colder in your fingers and toes. Then one day, climbing stairs leaves you more winded than before. And intimacy, the closeness you once shared with ease, becomes something you hesitate to pursue. For many older adults, these physical changes aren't just frustrating. They're deeply emotional. They strike at your confidence, your identity, your sense of belonging. Harold, 71, once confided in me after his wife passed. "I didn't just lose her. I lost the part of me that knew how to be close. I felt invisible, even to myself." And yet, his story wasn't over. Because circulation, libido, and intimacy aren't isolated symptoms. They are signals. Signs from the body asking for attention, nourishment, and compassion. That's where the healing begins. Not with shame, not with silence, but with small steps, and sometimes with small herbs that carry big wisdom. Ginkgo Biloba, the memory of love. Our first herb is Ginkgo Biloba, a leaf older than most civilizations. Ginkgo is well known for supporting memory and brain function, but it's also a powerful aid for improving blood flow, especially to the brain, heart, and extremities. This increased circulation can reignite feelings of vitality, presence, and yes, intimacy. Margaret, 68, started taking ginkgo for forgetfulness. But what surprised her wasn't her sharper memory. It was the way she began to feel again. "I felt present, more alive, like I wasn't just surviving my days. I was living them." She smiled as she told me how she started writing poetry again, and how one poem found its way into the hands of a longtime friend, who became something more. Ginkgo isn't just about memory. It's about remembering who you are, remembering that you still can feel, give, and receive love. How to use. Ginkgo can be taken as a tea, tincture, or capsule. Start slow. Always consult your doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners. Horny Goat Weed, the confidence booster. Now don't let the name fool you. Horny Goat Weed, also known as epimedium, has been used for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine to support libido, stamina, and energy. But what it restores more than anything is confidence. Thomas, a 74-year-old widower, shared his story with a vulnerability that stopped me in my tracks. "I didn't touch anyone for years, not even a hug. I thought that part of my life was over." He started using Horny Goat Weed not out of vanity, but out of curiosity. Slowly, he noticed changes not just in his body, but in his posture, his energy, his eyes. He stood taller, spoke with more ease, smiled more, and eventually he met someone at a local gardening group. Their first touch, just a brush of the hand, brought tears to his eyes. "I felt human again," he said. "This herb supports blood flow and hormone balance. But its deeper gift is helping older adults reclaim their right to desire and be desired." How to use. Often available in capsule form or teas. Don't overuse. Talk to your doctor about dosage, especially if you have heart conditions. Hawthorn Berry, the heart opener. If you're over 60 and experiencing poor circulation, fatigue, or emotional heaviness, Hawthorn Berry may be the herb your heart is quietly calling for. Hawthorn has been used to support cardiovascular health for generations. It strengthens heart function, improves blood flow, and helps reduce blood pressure. But it also soothes emotional wounds. Richard and Lillian, married for 52 years, had grown apart after his heart surgery. He felt weak, ashamed, and distant, but their doctor recommended Hawthorn as part of his heart health regimen. "It helped my heart," Richard told me, "but it also helped me let my guard down. I could cry in front of her, touch her hand again, feel the weight I'd been carrying finally lift." Lillian added softly, "He came back to me. Hawthorn doesn't just open arteries, it opens hearts. And at this stage of life, sometimes the greatest healing comes from letting love in again." How to use? Teas and tinctures are common. You can also find capsules. Make sure to monitor blood pressure and speak with your healthcare provider. Maca Root, energy, desire, and joy. If there's one herb that has changed the lives of countless older adults looking to restore their energy and intimacy, it's Maca Root. Grown in the Andes Mountains, maca helps balance hormones, boost libido, and increase stamina for both men and women. But its real power lies in what it awakens. Joan, 66, had been alone for a decade. Her husband passed, her children moved away, and she described her life as flat. But a friend recommended maca not for sex but for energy. Within weeks, Joan was dancing again, hiking, painting. Then, on a local retreat, she met someone. Not a man who saved her, but someone who mirrored her own rediscovered light. "I thought intimacy was over for me," she said. "But it turns out, I just needed to say yes to myself first." Maca Root reconnects you to your own joy, your own body, your own life, and from that, intimacy blooms naturally. How to use? Maca powder can be added to smoothies, yogurt, or oatmeal. Capsules are also available. Start with a small dose and monitor how you feel. Safety, honesty, and talking to your doctor. Before trying any herb, remember this: your body is wise. It has carried you through decades of love, loss, laughter, and learning. So treat it with care. While these herbs offer profound benefits, they're not miracle pills. They work best when paired with healthy habits: movement, sleep, emotional honesty, and open communication with your healthcare provider. Always check for interactions with medications. Be especially cautious if you're managing heart disease, blood pressure, or hormone-sensitive conditions. But perhaps most importantly, talk about it. Speak with your partner, with your doctor, with your friends. You'd be surprised how many people over 60 are silently struggling with the same things, and how freeing it is to name the need for intimacy without shame. There's nothing dirty about wanting closeness, one 82-year-old woman told me. It's as natural as breath. The bigger picture, what these elders taught us. Each elder I spoke to, whether through grief, reinvention, or healing, shared one common truth: the need for love, touch, and intimacy doesn't age. It may grow quieter, more tender, but it remains. These herbs, ginkgo, horny goat weed, hawthorn, and maca, are tools, gentle nudges from nature, allies for circulation and desire. But the real medicine is the courage to stay open, to try again, to say, "I am still here. I am still worthy of being touched, of being held, of being seen." Because growing older isn't the end of intimacy. For many, it's the first time they've truly experienced it. Without pressure, without performance, without ego. Just connection. Honest, sacred connection. So if you're over 60 and you've felt your body slow down, if you've worried that desire has faded, if you've quietly wondered if it's too late to feel alive in your skin again, let me tell you something the elders want you to know. It's not too late. You're not invisible. You are still allowed to feel joy, closeness, and passion. Whether you begin with a cup of ginkgo tea or a quiet walk with someone who listens, start. Begin again. And if no one's told you this lately, your story isn't over. In fact, it might just be getting good.